Hi.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. And yes, again, I'm back. I'm back because we're not free yet. And every passing moment, freedom is on my mind. And as spokesman and advocate for every last human being on the face of the earth, meaning doing that which is proper. It's a simple thing that works for one. And so if it works for one, it works for 8 billion or more. So to that degree, it's very simple. I was hearing some people talking about, and for some strange reason, of late, I've been hearing a lot of conversation about blackness, about black people. Maybe it's because of the introduction of AI, or I don't know, but information is being made available to how unique black people really are. I mean, stuff that I'm sure most black people, if they've been cursed like me, just haven't heard. And it's amazing to know that black people truly were the original people. It's amazing to know that the Bible represents black people. It's amazing to know that Jesus and all that stuff was about black people. It's absolutely amazing to know the things that African people did way back before you knew anything about European people. I mean, it's amazing to think about the and just think about what they told us. They told us and had us thinking we were nothing. We don't even want to be associated with Africa because Africa, all we get associated with, depending upon where you live, was us running through the jungle with bones in your nose and in your ears, holler woo 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 woo. And that was crazy stuff, man. I mean, I'm telling you, the smartest thing I know was one white man. And they were so smart, the animals adored him. The animals loved it. He could take control of the animal and they could go do stuff. Man, I'm telling you, they did a stuff. And they talk about reparations. I was thinking about as I was growing up, you used to watch television, and here again, depending on where you lived, you watching television, your stations could have been restricted. So we only had a couple. But I used to watch on Sunday evenings or Sunday nights, I think, a program called had to do with World War II. And, it wasn't G.I. Joe, but it was, I don't know. What was that guy name? He got killed in the Twilight Zone with a helicopter. No. Vic Morrow. Vic Morrow was the guy's name. And I used to watch that show. And you would see the German and you would see the enemy, you would call them enemy, whatever that meant. I don't know if that was Americans or Germans, but people would be beaten, they would be taken and herded in, and shot up, and herded, captured, and all this kind of stuff. You'd see them. And I used to, as a young boy, think about, oh, I'm so glad we don't have to do that. There's war stuff happening like that. And woo, woo, woo. And then I was imagining that just today, you got ICE guys all over Chicago and anywhere they can find an opportunity to express themselves so they can give that same impression off to the world and to us that this is what they're all about. And it truly blows my mind because here again, when we're talking about life, how does it make you feel to think and have the information made available to you that wherever white people were, they were always causing stuff? I mean, you didn't expect to have any peace if they were around. And if you did, it was only conditional. They just waiting for the moment. I mean, just like AI will tell you one thing, it'll tell you another. You ask them, well, if you come on back like a white person, they say, oh no, can't come back like that. Now, I don't know. I'm not, all I'm trying to say to you is this. When we look at our history, we know white people have made themselves to be superior, supreme. We didn't know that they had rewritten everything at one time. We didn't know they had done all that stuff. And the further we disassociate ourselves from back then to the stuff that they had programmed us to, we even one time thought we thought we were like white people. We thought we were protected, just like white people. When we used to see on television the cavalry fighting natives and beating them and killing them and taking their land and stuff, you were black. You felt good. Why? You thought they were taking land for us, all of us, because they had told us the natives were just like the Africans. These natives didn't have any business there. They didn't supposed to have this land. And it was the duty of white people and others to take the land. So when I look at the world and see all the stuff that's going on in the world, it hurts. I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't. And depending upon the stage of life that I find myself in, it affects me different kind of ways. There have been times when it just hurted me so bad I could have done anything to justify taking care of business. But as you change and you expect change, you see things, then you start to understand. I understand right now that this world that we're living in, I understand why God is not as pissed off as we want God to be. Because God gave us the opportunity, gave us everything we need to create heaven. And go for it. And here we are, my friend, spending our whole basic eternity hating. I'm talking about Americans. But the same things that happen in America happens all over the globe. So if it happens for a certain reason in America and it's happening across the globe, it's walking like a duck, crack, crack. What I really want to say to us, ladies and gentlemen, that, yeah, I know we've been taught to think that we were okay and they weren't. See, we weren't taught that this is us. We were taught this is we and that is they. And if we did say us, we wasn't talking about everybody. We were talking about the separate ones. And living like that, living like divided. Where could we go? Never thinking about the others. I'm talking about stuff you really know. I'm just throwing it at you a little bit. And I'm throwing it at you a little bit because I want you to know that that kind of stuff is going to have to change. I want you to know, I made a note here. I was thinking about whites. You know, when they said that black folks are the original people, I was thinking about me, the oldest of my mother, 12 kids. And I'm expected to get exposed to stuff before the rest and learn more and know more than quicker than the rest because I'm getting exposed to it. And the purpose of that knowledge is to use it. So I can benefit not just by knowing, but by doing. And they who observe me, and I am responsible, I have accountability to those under me, to reflect with them that which works for me and all of us, and that is required. And so I have responsibility. So when I think about us as black people being the original people, you know, everybody that's sprung up from us. And with all the crap that's going on in the world and through everything that we've gone through, we have been through it all. So we know that humankind is willing to do any and everything to one another. We know that. We know that. The only thing that they're not willing to do is the stuff that they haven't been introduced to yet. But we can still be free. At least that's what the original people will tell you. The people who've been through everything, because we still here. Out of everything you've done, you haven't gotten rid of us. And the message that is brought to you today is that that power that put us here put you here. And it put us here having access. When I say us, I'm talking about you and the rest. With the resources that what you want, you can have. What I want, I can have. But the thing that's missing out of that is that you and I got to agree. We got to work this thing out so it can happen. And it can't be, well, they're dumb. I'm so smart. If you're not smart enough to work it out, you're dumber than anybody else. You see, it has to work for everyone. That is the evidence. That's the mirror reflecting that invisible power that is responsible for the earth, responsible for all the resources. It has to work. If it's not working, it's not of that power that is responsible for things working. I don't know what it is, but it's not. So we have to get that fixed. And we can work it out if that's what our goal is, that's what our aim is. So I'm saying to people everywhere today, I'm saying to people everywhere today, let us change our goals. Let us not just live according to the dictates of our constitutions, whatever they might be. Let us do what they say in its best regards, but let us be better than our constitutions because our constitutions aren't new. We've lived under our constitution and we know what our constitutions are about. We know what it reflects. When we look around in our societies, wherever we are, we know what our constitution reflects. And is that good enough for us? Seriously, is that good enough? And if we can be better, why not? And someone says, well, we've had people to represent us, and that perhaps could have been our problem. We had people trying to represent us, trying to be who they think that we are, rather than we representing ourselves. So everybody will know who we are. Why? Because we're working on the same thing, and it requires the input from each of us to engage ourselves in the processes for which you have been given to aid to accomplish that in happening. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying, you got a job that you love and you enjoy in it, make everything, you don't owe anybody the money because you own all the cars, you own all the houses built and unbuilt, you own everything that can be done and not done. It's just waiting on you to decide. So it's all about you. So who you obligated to? Just yourself and one another. And God gets the glory for making us to be like that and not changing us to be anything other than just that. I'm not even talking about cross the bridge. You with me? All right. Thank you so very much for giving me this your time. And until next, Eddie Marcus say goodbye for now.